Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Bianchi, and I thought it would be helpful to actually look at a three-dimensional version of something that's very similar to what you see here on the screen. They want you to find the surface area of this, and the one thing that I want to point out, the bottom, they're telling you that the edge here is 8, and then if we turn this thing around a little bit, they're telling you that the other edge is 8. So what does that mean about the bottom? It means the bottom is a perfect square. So if I pull the net out of this thing, maybe that'll help some of you realize what we're looking at here. So the bottom is a perfect square. So if this dimension is the same as this dimension, then we know it's a perfect square. So they show you here that this is 8 and this is 8. So opposite sides would have to be also 8, making it a perfect square. So it's a square pyramid. Now when you have a square pyramid, the other thing that would be true about the triangles is they would all have the same base. And if they all have the same base, in order for them to meet up at the top, they also have to have the same height, otherwise they wouldn't all connect at the top as a point. So if we look at the net for this thing, we have the square, and then we have the 4 equal triangles that are all going to be equal and they're congruent. So we can use the formula for a square pyramid, which kind of simplifies this a little bit. And what is the formula for a square pyramid? The formula is area equals, we're going to find, the area of this square. So we would do the side squared, and then we have to add to that the fact that we have 4 triangles, and we have to find the area of each triangle, which we call is half of the base times height. So this formula will work for pretty much every square pyramid, and it's a good thing to write in your notebook if you haven't already done so in class. I think if you Googled square pyramid surface area formula, you would find something like this also. All right, so now let's substitute in the values. So area equals, so the side of this thing, of the square, would be right here. That's going to be 8. And if we square that, that doesn't mean 8 times 2. It means 8 times 8, which would be 64, but we'll fill that in after. Let's copy all the other goodies that are left. Now, the reason why I'm color coding this is to just help you understand that we're talking about the idea that we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So easier to see when we unfold the thing and hold it up. We have 4 triangles. All right, so let's finish up by substituting in the other numbers. So the constant is the half, and let's figure out the base of one of the triangles. So we need to know what is this dimension right here, and they tell us it's 8. So let's substitute that in right here. And then we have to know how tall the triangle is. So if we're going to find the area of one of these triangles, we need to know the height. And they give you this dotted line, see, up to the vertex here, all the way down. So they're telling us that's 9 2/10. All right, so next, I think I would go ahead and find half of 8, which would be 4. And then we need to multiply 4 times 9 2/10. All right, so I'm going to have you do a lot of the rest of this, but I just want to point out a couple of things. Let me bring down all these numbers. Write all this down on your piece of paper. So I'm just going to help you with a little bit of it. So I want to remind you that this is not 16. 8 squared means 8 is a factor twice. That means 8 times 8, which is 64. So we're going to take the 64, and you're going to finish up. I think it would be a good idea to find what this is on your calculator so that you at least have the area of what one of the triangles would be. And then you'll take that number and multiply it by 4. But if you prefer, you can do 4 times 4 and get 16, and then take the 16 and multiply it by the 9 2/10. That would end up giving you the same result. But whatever number you get, eventually you have to add it to 64 to get the, actually I should probably put an S in front of this because we're actually talking about surface area. So whatever you get, you'll get some number here, add it to 64, and that will be your answer. And of course, we're talking about square feet because it's surface area. All right, good luck finishing that up.